Good morning. A very warm welcome at SNG. Thank you very much for joining us here today in the room and online. Just a few days ahead of our 150th anniversary, which starts on 1st of January 2022. So almost the same age as the Cup. My name is Axel Meyer. I'm the Vice Commodore of SNG, together with Pierre Giraud, our Commodore. As most of you know, we have quite a long-standing history with the America's Cup. Back in 2000, most of you will remember that Ernesto Bertarelli announced the Swiss Challenge for the 31st America's Cup. This led our club 30 months later to be one of the 5 trustees of the America's Cup, defeating Team New Zealand in New Zealand. A few years thereafter, in Valencia, we were lucky and very happy to retain the Cup thanks to Alinghi's performance in Valencia and in what was probably one of the best Cup events ever. Then 3 years down the road, in 2010, you will remember that it took quite a bit of courtroom action to take the Cup away from our club. Now, today is the fourth time that our club will challenge for the Cup, and this makes us very proud.
Hello everybody, bonjour tout le monde. Merci d'être là. Merci Axel. Au nom de la Société nautique de Genève, nous devions choisir qui allait porter nos couleurs et qui allait s'occuper de des parties opérationnelles et logistiques de ce défi. Nous avons décidé à nouveau de faire confiance à M. Ernesto Bertarelli, qui est membre de notre club, très actif depuis longtemps, et qui va vous expliquer, en venant ici, quelques aspects de son défi et peut-être vous dévoiler des choses. Ernesto. Bravo, merci.
Bravo.
11 years after our last race in the America's Cup, we're back. We never quite left, and most of you asked, when would Alinghi come back to the America's Cup? Once you experience winning the America's Cup, it changes you, it changes your team. And our experience through our first victory with a perfect challenge in New Zealand, and then winning again in Valencia by 2 seconds, were memorable moments. When we left with a feeling that we did a good job. We were the first to win with the first attempt. We were the first one to bring the Cup back to Europe. And frankly, I think we did a good job at organizing the regatta with 11 challengers and the wonderful town of Valencia and a beautiful racing. But when we stopped the Cup, we didn't stop competing. We always had in mind that Alinghi will come back one day. And so over the years, we continued to race fast boat, which is our DNA, the DNA on this lake. And we raced fast foiling boats with a new generation of sailor, Swiss-born. And so now we're ready. We're ready for something very different, something very new, something very fresh and very exciting.
Steinacher, double Olympic champion, named Austria's most successful summer sports athletes. Wow, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, Ernesto.
I told you that this was going to be different, very new. This is a new team. Red Bull will bring wings to Alinghi. We created a team from a partnership with Red Bull, and we're very proud of this fantastic new team we're announcing today.
Hans-Peter, tell us how you met the Alinghi team?
Yeah, we had more or less the last 10, 12 years the same play field. We were sailing the Extreme 40s, we were sailing the GC32s, hard competition on the water against them, but more or less very good friends on shore, and we more or less share the same values.
But I believe you once had a close encounter. Do you recall that moment?
Oh, that was a big moment. Well, 2014, Qingdao. I eased everything, mainsail, traveler, everything. Tried to avoid before the start, but at the end, a big hole in both of the Alinghi. Sorry again, but more or less this was a really hard impact.
We could call that the first kiss, and as often it followed through, Ernesto?
I guess our team couldn't avoid coming together. And after this first kiss, I went and met Dietrich, Mate Schitz, and we discussed the idea of creating a team together. And from the get-go, Dietrich got really excited. He's a sailor himself. He immediately saw that we shared the value of performance, of technology, of sponsoring youth. And it took a very quick handshake for us to agree on a partnership.
Hans-Peter, what does the America's Cup mean for you and Red Bull?
As a professional sailor, the America's Cup, the event, is the biggest what you can achieve in our sport. And it's the oldest sports trophy. It's a miracle, it's a nice trophy, it's a design challenge, everything. And we as a Red Bull, we are standing behind this, and we will put everything down to make the team successful.
And what does it mean to do it with Alinghi?
We have full respect on the team Alinghi. They are approaching always with a lot of ambitions, very enthusiastic, and we feel always very, very good with them together, and I think we can bring this now on the table as well.
Well, I think it sounds like an explosive and interesting cocktail, so I suggest we get a flavor of this with the video.
3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go! Okay, keeping it on the foil. Go hard, go hard. Alinghi pushing hard. The Swiss by 2 seconds. Stand by time. Yes, boys, that's all we can do. 3, 2, 1.
Well, for sure this will bring lots of excitement in the sailing community and beyond. Gentlemen, I read the protocol and there are a few points I would like you to comment. First, Ernesto, it regards the 100% nationality rule.
Well, we expected that rule, and we're ready. The generation of sailors who watched us win in New Zealand and in Valencia are now grown-up men. They were born with foiling. And we feel that we have a team capable to compete at the highest level in the next Cup.
And you?
I was racing already against them in our boats, and they are really strong already. And if we give them now the right support, the 100% Swiss made is really, really nice. It looks really nice on board.
The second point regards the fact that the hull must be fully constructed in the country. Ernesto.
Well, you know, we have already built successful America's Cup winners here in Switzerland. Not only we built probably the largest multi-hull ever to be built in the history of the Cup, so we have the tools. We're going to build the boats in our traditional yard in Écublens, near the EPFL, and we are actually already installed and ready to go.
The protocol also mentions the compulsory participation to the Youth America's Cup and to the Women's America's Cup. What does it inspire you, Hans-Peter?
We as Red Bull, we always support the youth sport, especially with the young generation. We bring them up. We did the foiling generation. We created the Red Bull Youth America's Cup. So these people are now the best sailors in the world. And we will always support this. This is the future of the sport, and this is exactly what we want to have. And also the Women America's Cup. Now the ladies, the kids which are on the Optimist, they have now a goal to reach up there. And that's very, very cool.
Ernesto, there are lots of speculations regarding the venue of the next America's Cup. How do you cope with this uncertainty?
Well, the venue, we obviously love New Zealand. We love sailing in New Zealand. We had myself, my family, and the team a fantastic time in New Zealand. So if it is in New Zealand, we will be very happy. But we're ready to sail for the America's Cup wherever the defender decides to sail.
Okay, now let's have a word about Formula One, obviously, today. We know Ineos announced that they will team up with Mercedes, and there are rumors that Luna Rossa might be with Ferrari. So what about Alinghi and Red Bull Racing Formula One?
Well, Alinghi Red Bull Racing is a new team. It's completely different to what I've seen so far. We are fully integrated. We are one family. And we're going to benefit from each other's energy, strength in technology, in strategy and tactics. And I think last Sunday was a good example of risk-taking, which will require some to win next time, but at the same time, never give up. And so we're very excited to be partners with a fantastic group.
But I know someone who can talk better about this. Christian Horner will join.
Okay, well, good morning, Christian.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Ernesto and Hans-Peter. I'm sorry my voice from shouting at the television at Max Verstappen and maybe a little bit to do with the party afterwards is a little bit croaky, but great to be with you this morning.
Congratulations, Christian, on a job well done. We all followed the incredible race that unfolded on Sunday. And if it was the first world title for Max Verstappen, I think it's the fifth one for you, right?
Yeah, it's number 5 for the team. But, for Max, his first championship, he's been fantastic all year. He's driven so well, and it was a tense final. It went to the last lap. He managed to make the pass and win the race, and it's been an unbelievable year. 10 victories from him and 10 pole positions, and some phenomenal opponents. A little bit like in America's Cup racing. So Mercedes have put a really tough campaign together. Lewis Hamilton has been a fantastic opponent this year, and to beat them and Lewis makes it even more rewarding.
So Christian, we all heard about this new exciting project. Could you tell us a bit more about the ties that might be between you and, Red Bull Racing Formula One and the Alinghi Red Bull team?
Yeah, I think as Ernesto said, Dietrich is very passionate about this project, and when he was talking about the collaboration, he came to us and said, "Look, what can we take from Formula One and help these guys?" And Ernesto and Hans-Peter came and saw what we're capable of, and so we're going to take Formula One DNA and we're going to use it, within the boat. And there's so much synergy between what we do on track and this kind of racing. And we're going up against Mercedes and Ineos on the water, and maybe Ferrari as well. So the competition spills over from the track, and that's exciting. And so many people within Red Bull Racing, Red Bull Advanced Technology, so passionate about this project that we're just tremendously excited. I'm very proud to be part of this and part of this announcement today. Will Adrian Newey design the boat? Well, Adrian is a keen sailor, and of course he's our chief technical officer, and he obviously will be showing interest in this project, but we want to keep him a little bit focused on the Formula One car for now, but he'll be having an input, and his design team in advanced technology will be fully involved in this, using all the same tools and equipment that an approach and simulation that we use in Formula One, and applying them to this new challenge and this exciting opportunity. Well, thank you, Christian. Thank you very much for taking some time with us today. I think now you deserve some rest to get your voice back, hopefully, and we hope to see you soon on the boat. Thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you very much. All the best.
Bye, Christian.
Okay, and now, before we open questions to the floor, I would like to invite Brad Butterworth to come on stage. Hello, Brad. Nice to see you back here.
Yep.
Brad, we all know that you won the America's Cup 4 times, but you and Alinghi never raced on an AC75. Will you cope with that?
Well, I think we're starting from scratch, I guess, in this edition, but we've got a great group and got a great bunch of sailors, I think. And I think we've got the strength of our team is in our people, and I think the hard work is there, and it's the sport, and that's what we're up against.
Brad, I suppose a lot of people wonder what will your role be in this new adventure with Alinghi?
Well, I mean, I've always loved Alinghi. It's a great group, and now it's even this Red Bull Alinghi team is something completely new, and I just love it. It's really a dream come true, I think, and I'm just there to support the guys and try to bring a little bit of maybe the old school into the new world, or maybe they'll teach me a lesson or two, I'd say. Yeah.
Thank you, Brad. Now we will close this first part of the press conference, and before we start the Q&A session, I would like to invite some more team members on stage: Arnaud, Brian, Silvio, and Pierre. They will just bring them some chairs because it might be more comfortable for them. So we just take a few seconds for that, and we keep going on. Nice bunch. So, Arnaud Psarophagis, you are twice European champion, world champion. How do you picture yourself sailing on board an AC75?
Well, I'm really excited, Isabel, and I'm really looking forward to it. But the Cup has always been a dream for me, first of all. Now to have the opportunity to represent my own club, my country, it's even better. But now with this new team that we have just created all together, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, it's gonna put another test to the story. I will not be alone in this journey. Brian here is next to me. but there is a lot of other really talented Swiss sailors that will take part in this adventure. And we should not forget all the team members that are working really hard to make this a successful campaign.
Thank you, Arnaud. Brian Metro, double champion du monde. Je crois que tu préfères qu'on te parle en français, je vais traduire, il n'y a pas de problème, Brian. D'ailleurs, dans la salle, certains seront contents quand ils ont enfin quelques mots en français. Brian, comment est-ce que c'est de naviguer aux côtés d'Arnaud et avec l'équipe d'Alinghi?
Alors, naviguer avec Arnaud, c'est un plaisir. Ça fait déjà plus de 10 ans qu'on navigue ensemble, donc on se connaît très bien. On a beaucoup de bons souvenirs sur les bateaux ensemble, des belles victoires. Et Arnaud est quelqu'un de très exigeant, mais je pense que c'est sa principale qualité. On se connaît bien, on connaît bien nos faiblesses et nos qualités aussi. Et je pense qu'on est très complémentaires. Et je suis très fier de naviguer avec Alinghi, d'avoir la chance de pouvoir participer à la Coupe de l'Amérique avec cette équipe, de représenter la Suisse. Et oui, c'est une grande fierté.
Okay, so basically for those who are online, Brian says he's known Arnaud for a long time, and they're very confident when they sail together, and they have a good communication, and he's very proud to be part of this team and to start this new and exciting project with going to the America's Cup. Silvio, you are the co-general manager and head of technical and operations. So tell us a little bit about this new partnership on the technical side with Red Bull. What will it bring to build the boat?
Well, we heard already from Ernesto, Christian, Hans-Peter and Brett, is the perfect match. So in sports, in a wider sense, the America's Cup is of course a lot about design and technology. These AC-75s, flying boats, encompass a lot from Formula One, from aerospace. So to have the opportunity to work with the champions of the world, actually, it's amazing. Certainly, it's still a boat. So we are going to put together a strong marine design team, as well as working with the Formula One side. And it's just amazing, you know, a dream come true. We've seen dreams come true last Sunday, 2 days ago. So, you know, we have another one that we're dreaming of. So here we are.
Thank you, Silvio. Pierre-Yves Joran, un vieux de la vieille chez Alinghi. Pierre-Yves, you are the co-general manager and head of sports. Is Switzerland considered as an emerging country for the
Thank you,
protocol?
Isabel. No, not anymore. Since we won the cup twice, and Switzerland did compete in the America's Cup at least 4 times. So we are not a challenging emerging nation anymore.
Okay. Now we will open the Q&A session. So people in this room will be able to ask questions, but also people online can ask questions. For that, you have to go on the QA feature, and Mario and Coraline will relay the questions for you here. But before you ask the question, please give your name, the media you represent, and please wait for the mic. Et évidemment que ceux qui sont ici, si vous voulez poser des questions en français, vous pouvez, et ces messieurs répondront, ceux qui le peuvent, en français, les autres en anglais. Qui veut poser la première question? C'est toujours... Pas de questions dans la salle? Ah, Brice.
Bonjour, Ernesto, Brice Le Chevalier, Magazine Skippers. We've been waiting for this moment for 10 years in Switzerland. When was the moment where you decided to give it a go?
Thank you for the question. We all have been thinking about coming back to the America's Cup for quite some time. We never felt the condition were right. Actually, I've been speaking for quite some time with Red Bull about coming back together. This is something that, as Hans-Peter said, brewed for a while, knowing each other, competing against each other, and earning each other's respect. I have to say the click was when I saw these new AC75 racing. We all saw these boats match racing and the incredible potential that they have, not only in development for increase in speed and performance, but also to bring what Brad is probably the best at, which is the pure science of match racing. So we're very excited about technology, fast foiling, and the essence, the legacy of the America's Cup, which is match racing against another boat. So that really inspired us, and we decided to go.
Several asked online questions about the venue. Would you have any preference?
I said we enjoyed sailing in New Zealand. Obviously, having Brad with us as a member of the team to sail in New Zealand would be great. But we're ready to sail anywhere the defender decides. The sooner we know, the better.
Yes, there's a question. Yeah.
My name is Fred Meyer. I have a little bit of a phony question. Do you have good lawyers on your team now?
We definitely hope not to have to use lawyers.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Antonio Vettese. Do you have an official budget yet, or?
We don't speak about budget, but we'll be well resourced. Most important is human resource in this sort of venture. The question here?
Oui, Grégoire, sur D, pour la tribune de Genève. Ernesto, je voulais savoir, tu as toujours participé sur l'eau à la compétition. Quel sera ton rôle? Est-ce que tu envisages d'être sur ces fusées?
J'ai pas l'intention de courir sur ces bateaux. Je pense être à bord pendant les entraînements pour suivre le développement du bateau et de l'équipe, mais je ne serai pas à bord pour les courses. So the question was, would I race this time? And I will not be racing this time. The younger generation will, but I'll be on board during training if need to, and make sure I continue to be close to the team. I will continue to sail on the lake with them and other boats, but not the AC75.
Question online for Hans-Peter from Kronenzeitung. Hans-Peter, how can you as a sailor who cannot be on the crew bring best input into this campaign?
America's Cup team is very large, and it's more or less 120 people who are working behind. For sure, only 8 people are on board. And that's exactly right. In the Formula One, you have 1 in the cockpit. And the team behind is very strong and very important. And here is more or less the same. We will support everything, and we have all the same goal, to win the thing.
One for Silvio from online. And several people asked, how is the team being built? Can you announce some team members?
Well, as we were saying before, we just challenged. We are getting organized. We have a lot of people already in the team because Alinghi never stopped. We have people we're working with. So we are sort of forming it and coming together, reading the draft rules. So we'll announce that a little bit at a later stage once everything is more defined.
And another one, if a team competing in the next America's Cup has not a Formula One team besides, with the team, sorry, do you think they can still win the America's Cup?
Well, Team New Zealand just proved it in March. They didn't have any direct America's Cup, whereas there was already some involvement with Ineos, and certainly they were still the best. So absolutely, yes. It's still yacht racing, obviously.
Thanks. Jack Griffin, Seahorse Magazine. A question probably for Silvio. When do you expect to have a boat on the water to train in? Maybe a V1 boat from the last cycle?
Hi, Jack. Nice to see you. And well, as you know, the protocol has fixed dates from when the AC75s can be sailed. Again, we're getting organized. We certainly need to put some hours in the AC75s, and we'll get prepared and try to be sailing when the protocol lets us sailing. Yes.
Est-ce qu'il y a encore des questions dans la salle? Profitez d'avoir l'opportunité d'avoir ces marins devant vous pour poser des questions. Oui.
J'ai une petite question. Pierre Giraud, président de la Société nautique de Genève.
Attends, Pierre.
Pierre Giraud, j'étais déjà sur la scène tout à l'heure pour Pierre-Yves Joron. Le nombre de jours de navigation est très contrôlé, voire limité, ce qui donne certaines surprises d'ailleurs dans les développements. Mais est-ce que ça ne se fait pas un tout petit peu au détriment des développements de teams qui pourraient se frotter les uns aux autres?
Alors, je vais répondre en français d'abord. Merci Pierre pour la question. Donc il y a deux phases. Il y a une phase d'entraînement qu'on peut effectuer sur différentes plateformes. Et c'est ce qu'on va faire cet hiver pour construire l'équipe navigante. Et puis ensuite, à partir du moment où les bateaux de première génération seront autorisés, il y a un certain nombre de jours. Mais de toute manière, ces bateaux sont compliqués, ils demandent beaucoup de maintenance. Et donc le jour qu'on peut naviguer à bord de ces bateaux sur une semaine est de l'ordre de 2 ou 3. Donc je pense que le quota est largement suffisant pour arriver à dompter ces bateaux en temps et en heure.
Merci.
One from Rule 69 for Arnaud. Will you be competing in the Sail GP circuit again?
At the moment, we are looking at all the options to raise the level of the team, and we will look at all the circuit, everything we can do to get the best level and to catch up the other team. We will investigate everything.
And other question: do you have any plans for training already this winter?
I think we have some plan, but we will let them know to you later.
Question about the base. Does this new team already have a base, and where is it?
As I said, we have secured our historical facility in Écublens near the EPFL, and the team is starting to form under the leadership of Silvio, Pierre-Yves, and Michel in Écublens. We have hired some people, and we're hiring more.
One for Silvio. In which aspects do you think the new boat is going to be different than the previous one, the V1?
Well, the Defender and the Challenger record have tried to make the boats sailing even with lighter breeze, so they've increased a little bit the size of the appendages, and they've lightened the overall package a little bit, so to be able to fly and foil in with less wind and remove the bowsprit and the Code Zero. So hopefully we'll get a class of boats which is, more all round in all the range of the wind speed.
Ok. Mais peut-être une question pour toi, Brian. Tu disais, bon, quand j'étais petite, j'ai pas forcément rêvé de la coupe, mais maintenant, tu t'imaginais un jour naviguer sur un bateau volant de cette taille et à te mesurer à Team New Zealand?
Ouais, comme j'ai déjà dit, pour moi, c'était pas un rêve, parce que ça me paraissait tellement loin. Et c'est sûr que c'est une énorme opportunité. Et je me réjouis pour aller naviguer sur ces bateaux, d'affronter ces grandes équipes et d'aller les battre.
Pierre-Yves, on a une petite question pour vous. On a la règle de la nationalité. Effectivement, Ernesto en a parlé. Well, in English, I should ask, sorry. When Alinghi first started, I mean, Switzerland didn't have the resources. But now today, as the head of sports, you think you have plenty on your plate in this country. I mean, isn't it amazing how the Alinghi generation somehow burst out?
Yeah, actually, there are plenty of very talented sailors in Switzerland. They are all born pretty much on a moth foiling boat, so they have natural skills, and this is exactly what you need to sail this big boat at 45 knots and looking at numbers instead of looking at the totals. And we started a process to recruit some talented sailors, and I can tell you there are very, very promising, very talented sailors in the pipeline.
Thank you. Brad, a question for you. Do you already have some tips for those young ones, especially regarding match racing?
Yes, I've got plenty of tips, but I'm not telling you anything.
I'm not surprised coming from you. Because
Brad again, a protocol published a month ago said cyclists could be back on board. What's your strategy?
Well, he started biking his bike himself, so he's going every morning. Sorry, I had to say it, sorry. Yeah.
I think that's good for Switzerland, eh? I think there's plenty of very good cyclists in this country that could might wind up powering this boat.
Ernesto?
Brice?
Right. Ernesto, obviously you've been working on this for a long time. Today is a big announcement. What is, according to you, the next major step for this new team?
Well, there are many steps. And I think the best thing is for us to organize soon the presentation of the key element of the team, which we are assembling, either in Écublon or maybe in England at the Red Bull Technology Facility, where we have already been and with whom we are already working. I think it's best that we do that so that we really showcase our capabilities and our intention at a later date.
No. And a last very important question. I can see the watch you're wearing today, and I know you like watches a lot, and Alinghi has always partnered with nice...
I'm not wearing
any watch. Exactly. So what will be the next one?
Well, we always had a watch partner, and we hope to have one this time also.
Okay, we'll take one more last question. Is there one more last question here on the floor or online? Okay. Well, then we will close this press conference. Thank you very much all for participating. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. We will now have a photo call. And for you on the floor, if you want to do one-to-ones, please first check with Mario and Coraline. In English, I have to call you Caroline, don't know why. And there will be a cocktail waiting for you on this floor. And the one-to-ones will be downstairs, but please check with Mario and Coraline before you jump to these people, please. Okay, thank you very much. We'll have the photo call now.